We train marketing and sales teams to be AI native. We help them to do more with AI. So it might sound strange coming from me. My name is Rich Loen. I'm the founder of Torque. And that's, I just told you what we do. And the reason it might sound strange because training isn't enough. And, let's be honest, a lot of companies wouldn't say the other half. Or maybe they would. I'm not sure for a fact if they wouldn't. So actually, I can't really claim that. But I haven't heard a lot of companies say that, right? That's more factual. And I think the reason why a lot of companies aren't saying, hey, our training isn't enough, you need another ingredient, is because they want to sell the training. So do we. However, I'm here to tell you that training alone isn't enough. So what's the other ingredient? What's the other half that's actually more important than buying any training, whether it's AI training or whether it's leadership training or whether it's any kind of training, but in this case, specifically AI training. So let's start here. You're a leader, right? You're either the CMO or you're maybe the head of sales or you're the head of procurement, but you're in a leadership position, right? You have a team, maybe you're even the CEO of the company, right? You want change. So you're thinking about, well, to elevate everyone's level, training is really good and AI is a hot topic. We need some kind of a strategy, and this is as low risk as you can get. The worst thing that can happen is when you bring in a team to train your people. The worst thing that can happen is your team gets better, right? There's no real risk involved. But what you've just done, that's not the full job, right? The other half is actually, might even be more important. Like if you wouldn't do the other half that I'm about to tell you, you shouldn't do the first half. Like I wouldn't want to sell AI training only to find out that you're not doing the other half. So what's the other half? We're going to get there. So it's kind of like a cliffhanger. Sometimes it's not even possible for people to do the work, Like, does Cloud Code have access to all your files or to some files or to the files that really matter? Or is it just hidden away on some Google Drive and it doesn't have access? Sorry. And if you're running something, right? Let's say it's on one person's computer. When that person closes the laptop, does it continue the work, right? Like, for example, there's a workflow that's been built, or does it just stop? Because in many cases, the moment you shut down your laptop, it ends, right? There are many ways to prevent that, but that's something you have to build. Like if you don't have Cloud Code or Cloud open, and if you don't have your laptop open and you're running something on Cloud Code, you shut it down, unless you've built something in the back end, it will stop, right? You need some kind of a sandbox. That's why people want to have repos. But there are other ways as well to do it. Also, nothing in the old setup, right, like the manual way, the thing that got us here is rewarding the new AI way. So unless there's a leaderboard, like who uses AI to leverage speed and, to get things to go much faster, sometimes it's not even doable. So that's why people, only like 12% actually changes and starts working in a different way. And you ideally want that number to be way higher, like 70, 80%. So if you fix the environment and if you fix the knowledge gap, then you can actually go through all three levels, which we offer at Torque. First, to be AI capable, then to be AI fluent, just as fluent as you are with Slack and with email and with having meetings, for example, to the agentic level where you're the director, you set a goal and things happen and you're actually directing and you're just approving instead of starting everything from scratch. For example, email marketing or social media automation or leads, like all of that can be automated to a certain extent. Yes, there will always be a human in the loop, but it doesn't have to be from scratch. And I would say if you're thinking about, okay, we want to bring in a team and we really want change, you don't have to change everything on day one, right? You don't. Like, because AI doesn't have to like do the entire job. If AI does 30% of the job, that's already 30% more productivity and time saved. And when AI works for you, right, in a sense of, hey, this is actually working for me, but also it's working for you and ideally working for you 24/7, then you let the environment catch up. And if you go to a training, right, so the second part is hopefully clear, but if it isn't, the second part is the environment, right? And maybe I should have said that at the start, but maybe this is like a good cliffhanger and hopefully you're still here. If you're watching this, you are. So the environment that you're creating is just as important as the training, right? Because if you do the training, but the tools aren't really working for this new way and is not really being, let's say, celebrated or even being appreciated, because why would you do the new way? Let's stick to the old ways. Then it's not going to work. Then I'd rather not sell AI training, right? But obviously, if you are open to training, if you are open to just adding more money to the bottom line, because at the end of the day, that's what this is about. We're not training people to be AI fluent or AI capable or AI agentic for the sake of training. We're training it because companies want to make more money. They want to save time. They want to make sure that their most expensive people aren't doing repetitive tasks and they're freed up to do the work that they can actually do. Then I would say check out www.torque.fyi. I don't think I have that slide here. No, I don't. But anyway, you can check that out. Thanks for staying with me. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.